A little over a year ago, I made a video called Games You've Never Heard Of. And in that video, I talked about 3 games. Kentris, Cyberball 2077, not to get confused with Cyberpunk 2077. And then I talked about Mahjong Station Mazen. I think that's what that game was called.
We're going to be talking about Mahjong Station Mazen for the Sony PlayStation.
And then a little after that video, I made another video called Super Papa John Christmas Special. Right? Don't even know the names of my own videos. So this year, I wanted to combine the two. Today, we're doing Games You've Never Heard Of Christmas Edition. Now, the takeaway when making this video and coming up with the games I wanted to talk about, I came to a realization. While there is literally a garbage bag full of Christmas movies, there are hardly any Christmas video games. But I was able to come up with 3 games we can talk about, all of which I'm pretty sure you've never heard of, all of which have questionable quality, and all of which I think are pretty fun to talk about. So let's get started. So the first game I wanted to talk about was a game called Sleigh Ride for the PC. It was like this freeware game made by a company who I think made a car game at one time, and so they decided to use that engine to make a game where you drove a sleigh. I think you raced. I kind of vaguely remember it, but I could not get that game to run on my RTX graphics capable gaming computer. Apparently the latest operating system that game supports is Microsoft Server 2004, so I was at a loss. But then I discovered something even worse. They made a Sleigh Ride 2. So the first thing you're gonna notice when playing Sleigh Ride 2 is it has the worst sound effect in all of gaming. Anytime you click on something, you hear this. This is just, anytime you click on something, this is what you hear. So there's a lot of things going on wrong with this game. I mean, look at Santa, first of all, not okay. Nothing about this game looks okay. I mean, this is just one nasty looking video game. So the goal of this game is to be Santa in a sleigh, and you ride around and you pick up presents, and then you follow the crazy taxi arrow, which I'm pretty sure was illegal to use at that time. Sega like copyrighted that thing. But anyway, and you take these presents to people's houses by mashing the space bar. And if you can somehow deliver 25 presents before the time runs out, you win the game. Get that double speed! Yeah, speed bonus! It would be a lot funner if this game wasn't the worst thing I've ever played. I'm gonna lose because I can't move! I literally have all the presents I need! But I'm gonna run out of freaking time because I got stuck! This game sucks! My faith is lost! When you wave the mouse around, it restarts the song! Yeah, so it starts playing and then you touch the mouse and you go, and it restarts the song! Why? For game 2, we're actually going to talk about a real video game. We're not going to talk about obscure random crap I downloaded off myabandonware.com. The game we're talking about is Days Before Christmas. Now, I'm talking about Days with a Z, D-A-Z-E. So I don't know if it's talking about, like, it's a daze, like you're in a daze before Christmas, or they didn't know how to spell days. It's not D-A-Y-Z, so it's not edgy. I don't know what it is. But this game was made by a company called Funcom. Funcom, like that's the best name they could come up with. But it was published by Sunsoft, and they're like a real game developer. Like, Sunsoft had some real games. You know, they had Blaster Master, Thunder Force. They had a game called Lightning Force. I want you to hear that, lightning. It wasn't called Lightning Force, even though it's Thunder Force 4 in Japan. So Days Before Christmas came out on the NES. I think it was an NES, Super Nintendo version. There's a bunch of versions of it, but only the Genesis version, because we're going obscure as crap, because, you know, games you've never heard of. The Genesis version only came out in Australia. So this is it. This is Days Before Christmas. For whatever reason, the audio broke, and so you don't get audio, but you can imagine what it sounds like. So the gimmick of this game, as you can see right here, is if you drink coffee or tea or whatever that is, you turn into evil Santa. His name's, I'm not even joking, it's Anti-Claus. Get it? You have Santa Claus and you have Anti-Claus. It's a really good joke, but Anti-Claus also looks like the poop emoji when he crouches. So anyway, you could describe Days Before Christmas as like Advent Calendar, the video game, I guess. I guess that's why it's called Days Before Christmas, even though days is still spelt wrong. But you deliver presents not at the end of the game. So that's the thing that's confusing, is Santa is always delivering presents. Every like 5 levels you deliver presents. And it's like a really bad minigame where you drop presents. The footage got messed up, so I'll probably show a long play. Thanks to whoever made that long play, I'll put you on screen. But yeah, like that level was like 2 seconds long. Like, what the heck was that? But yeah, the goal is you kill enemies, enemies give you presents, and then you deliver presents. But Santa only delivers presents on one day of the year. Like, if we're talking about the real deep Santa lore, which I guess, I don't know. Oh yeah, and he can also shoot fireballs sometimes out of his hands. And for whatever reason, because I guess it's a Christmas game, there's some cursed things. Like this boss right here. He makes me feel uncomfortable. So we're gonna pull up over here, and I don't know. I don't know what he's supposed to be. He's like a clock, maybe a coin. I don't know, but I also just got like behind him and ended his day. But I don't like the way he looks. He also just explodes when you kill him. Like, look at that. That's like 3 frames of animation they put for him exploding. So anyway, this is DOS Gamer on YouTube's recording of this game. He's got a whole long play. So thanks for that. But this is you delivering presents. This is the like end goal of every like stage, is you just delivering presents. It's boring. This game's so boring. Like, I can't get over how just like easy it is. Like, this is one of the easiest games I have ever played. But yeah, that's Days Before Christmas. Not really much more to say about this one, other than it's probably a game you've never heard of. Okay, so for this last game, if you know anything about me, it's we gotta end on Japanese only PlayStation 1 game. Because that's where the real nuggets are found in the game industry, is PlayStation 1, Japan only. And so I had to dig quite a bit to see if there was a Christmas game that fit that criteria. And we found it. It's called The Snowman by Raymond Briggs. The Snowman. Was this a movie? Is this from a movie called The Snowman, or is this made for this game? Now, The Snowman by Raymond Briggs the game's not by him. I don't even know if Raymond Briggs knows the game exists. Probably not. If he was alive, I don't know anything about this guy. But he wrote a book called The Snowman. And then in 1982, they made a movie, The Snowman. And then in the 90s, they made a video game based off that movie in 1982. You following? So what you do in the game The Snowman is, well, it's basically just a mini game collection. They have the book. Like, you can read the book. It reads the book to you. Kind of reminds me of like those kid early reading softwares I used to do in like kindergarten on like the computer. But there's little mini games to do with the snowman, and you can watch the whole movie if you want. Check out the 3D graphics. What the heck is that guy? That guy's pissed he's drunk. Or maybe he's like, am I drunk? And like the mini games in this game are like, they're kids games. They're about as basic as you can get. Some of them are more involved. This one's just like find the difference puzzle, but there are some that are like, I guess, passable as a real game. Like this one basically looks like a real game. I mean, it's 3D. You're a dude on a motorcycle. Bunnies are telling you where to go. Well, I guess you're not a dude on a motorcycle. You're a snowman on a motorcycle. I don't know why I just noticed that the snowman's the one driving this thing. But as you can tell, this thing drives so painfully slow that it's it's not that good. So in the emulator, I decided, well, let's make it a real game. So I cranked it up to 200%. Play this at 400 speed. Oh, here we go. Oh. Whoa. Okay. Come on. 400 speed. Now this is a real video game. Now we're playing a real video game. Not a real good one. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. 400 speed! We did it, guys. We did it. Well, that's The Snowman on PlayStation 1. Why this game was Japan only, why this game really even exists, who knows? But, you know, we're glad it does so that we can talk about it, because it's definitely a game you've never heard of. So, that's oh, sorry. I had the Shaq-a-Roni pizza from Papa John's, and it's getting to me. You know, as somebody named Super Papa John, somebody chose that dumb username for YouTube, I think I can take a moment right here to call out Papa John's Pizza right now. I'm talking about a specific one I just went to. I ordered the Shaq-a-Roni pizza because I was watching basketball on the television, and there was Shaq promoting Papa John pizza. And so I got it. And I was under the impression this pizza was going to be Shaq-sized. And to me, it just appeared to be a basic-ass pepperoni pizza. It wasn't even very good. And the employee who gave me the pizza got my name wrong. He called me Jason Thompson. I don't really even know if I like Papa John's pizza that much. So, with that out of the way, with my review of a real Papa John, you got a bonus content right there. I think we're gonna call it quits for this episode. I'll see you next time. I think we'll try to do Super Papa John Game of the Year or something next. I don't know. No promises. I don't make money from this.